We're going to take a look at 3 big and monster trades that the Golden State Warriors could pull off this upcoming offseason, which is interesting to talk about right now considering the struggles for the Golden State Warriors this year. They've pretty much been a 500 team up to this point, and they might need to make some roster improvements after this season. Before we get started, though, we will only go sub-only on March 15th if we don't get to 47,500 subscribers. We need 29 more. And what's crazy, during our last show, we picked up 340 new subscribers on that video alone to go alongside 30,000 views. So if you don't want us to go sub-only, subscribe to the channel, lock us in as we're on the path to 50,000 subscribers. Here are the Warriors trade rumors that we're talking about on the program today. Appreciate all of you for rocking with us. I'm Chase Senior. This is Golden State Warriors Today. Could the Warriors pull off a Joel Embiid trade? Could they show interest in Anthony Davis? Or could they trade away Jordan Poole? Let's begin with the big man, Joel Embiid, currently neck and neck right now with Nikola Jokic for NBA MVP for the 3rd consecutive season. NBA analysis proposing a trade that would bring Joel Embiid to the Bay. And here's what that trade would look like. For Golden State, you're not getting Embiid unless you give up the farm. And that would include Jordan Poole, Kevon Looney, Gary Payton II, Jonathan Kuminga, and 4 future first-round picks. Look, Embiid is really special. This guy is one of one. For the Philadelphia 76ers to trade away a franchise icon like that, they need to know that they're going to be able to get some franchise building blocks back. Poole is a guy who can put the biscuit in the basket. He can fill it up and score from anywhere on the floor. Kevon Looney gives you that cultural championship type of presence, and he's really good on both ends of the floor. Gary Payton II, a really good wing player. But if I'm Philadelphia and Daryl Morey, I want a young stud as well if I'm going to trade away one of the most dominant players that the NBA game has ever seen. So give me Jonathan Kuminga as well. And then also, because Embiid is so good and because you might be rewarded with NBA championships if you pull off this trade in the Bay Area, if you get a couple of parades, I want a couple of first-round picks. 4 to be exact if I am the Philadelphia 76ers. For Embiid this year, averaging 33 points per game. He's a great defensive player. And playing alongside Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, can you imagine all of the open looks that they would get around that three-point arc to really ease the burden on their shoulders offensively? Here's what NBA analysis had to say about that Embiid trade. He may have more gravity under the basket than any player in the NBA. When he has the ball down low, you've got to double team him. Can you do so if Steph Curry is on the perimeter? Yeah, probably not. And if you do, Steph Curry is going to make you pay. He's going to find twine, and he's going to go bananas from beyond the arc. And that's why this trade is fascinating for a couple of reasons. Mostly because an Embiid-Curry duo would be straight up elite. In the two-man game, Embiid can either pick and pop, go out to the three-point arc and drain the 3-ball right in your eye hole, or he can dash to the cup, take a lob from Steph Curry, throw down a dunk, or if Curry dishes it to him off that action, he's really good from the mid-range as well. The offensive arsenal is endless for him, and it's kind of endless for Steph Curry as well. So, Dub Nation, let's hear from you down in the comment section. If the Sixers were to offer you this, especially if Embiid is unhappy if they don't make it past the second round again, or if you're looking to bolster that roster and bring in one of the most gifted bigs of all time, would you do it? T for trade, P for pass. Sound off with what you think down below in the comment section. To another big who isn't as good as Joel Embiid, in my opinion, and is even more brittle than Joel Embiid, which is really saying something. It's the softest charming Anthony Davis. NBA analysis proposing a trade that would bring AD to Golden State. And I think that this one might be a little bit more realistic. Look, I love AD. He's a unicorn. Like Embiid, a very gifted and special big who has this athletic profile where you watch him and you're like, how is it possible for a human being to grow to that stature, right, and be that gifted? But for AD, he's been injured a lot, in and out of that lineup, and I worry about the mental fortitude. Embiid, I kind of know he's a dog. For this trade, Warriors get Anthony Davis. Lakers receive Draymond, Jordan Poole, and 2 first-round picks. So clearly, with how the NBA market dictates itself, Joel Embiid is the more valued player than Anthony Davis, and I agree with that sentiment. Here's what NBA Analysis had to say about an Anthony Davis trade. The Warriors are flipping two expensive deals for one here, given how pricey their core has currently gotten. That's good management. With that said, they also are getting the best player in the trade, and that is also a fact. Anthony Davis would be better than Jordan Poole. He's a better player than Draymond Green. Is he more impactful? Does he have his fingerprints all over the game like a Draymond? No, but he fills up the stat sheet a little bit more. I think because of that, this is a more realistic trade than the one for Joel Embiid, as we're having fun breaking this all down on today's show. Pick a big. Who do you like better? Who's the better player? I'm going Embiid all day. It's not just because I'm from Philadelphia. I watch basketball. That's my opinion. But if you disagree with me, you can call me a fraud. That's fine. Type AD for Anthony Davis. Before we get to how Jordan Poole could be involved in a deal, make sure you sign up with our sportsbook partner, BetUS, all year, offering a great, fantastic 125% deposit bonus. That means that if you put $100 into your account, you get $125 back. That's $225 to game with. Now, that's coming from a guy who failed elementary algebra while I was at Temple University, but I really like money. And if you like money and sports betting like I do, those two worlds collide, and it's fantastic. These odds are fantastic too, especially if you think the Warriors here at 10-1 odds can win an NBA championship. What does that mean? If you put $1 down and the Warriors actually win an NBA championship, that's $10 back. Really good value right there. That's more math from your boy here. Let's round out with this. Jordan Poole, could he get dealt? We've talked about Embiid. We've talked about Anthony Davis. Let's check off Jordan Poole here as well. NBA Analysis back at it once again, proposing a trade that would send Jordan Poole to the New Orleans Pelicans. So let's take a look at these trade details here. And this is a deal that I do not like whatsoever, because I don't believe that here in this acquisition, you are getting the better player back. So why make it? Doesn't make a lot of sense, especially when you're getting rid of a player who's starting to grow, blossom, and find himself, especially over the last couple of years. Jackson Hayes, good defensive player. He can jump out of the building, but cool. Like, there are a bunch of great athletes at the NBA level, right? Dyson Daniels, rookie, I like him as a two-way player down the road. Not right now, he doesn't help you. And a 2024 first-round pick. That pick ain't going to help you either with a win-now roster. So why trade away Jordan Poole as a guy who is a really good scorer, who, when Steph Curry goes out with injuries from time to time and he gets those nicks and bruises, Jordan Poole becomes the go-to offensive option. And you have to imagine that as Steph gets older, is he going to miss more time because of load management? Is he going to miss some time because of injuries? Because he's been somewhat injury prone throughout his career. And if that's the case, you need some guy to really carry your offensive unit. And that's what Jordan Poole is able to do. Lastly, NBA Analysis on this Jordan Poole trade. In the end, for the Dubs, financial management, an important part of this deal. They're moving away from a big contract for a smaller one in Hayes, rookie deal for Daniels, and a first-round pick in place of that big contract. You know what I want to do, though? I want to win games. And I'm not winning games if I'm making that deal. So your favorite trade among these three. You have the Embiid trade. You have the Anthony Davis acquisition. Then you have the Jordan Poole deal. It's 1, 2, 3. More math. Let me know. And before we hop on out of here, subscribe to the show if you love the Golden State Warriors. Warriors! We appreciate all of you for watching. Hope you're having a great weekend.